Welcome to the Lore Codex, where we unravel the darkest corners of magic's multiverse. Today, we venture into the eerie world of Duskmourn, a plane swallowed by shadows and despair under the control of an ancient demon, Valgavoth, the Devouring Father. Once imprisoned, this monstrous being with its twisted moth-like form has transformed Duskmourn into a nightmarish realm where fear is an endless feast. As we dive into this tale of horror, betrayal, and manipulation, brace yourself for the chilling story of how one demon's insatiable hunger turned a world into his feeding ground. Valgavoth, known as the Devouring Father to his followers, is a powerful and ancient moth demon who commands the realm of Duskmourn. His immense strength and terrifying presence make him both a ruler and a force of fear, feeding off the emotions and memories of those trapped within his domain. Valgavoth appears as a colossal moth with a grotesque and terrifying form. His head features large, multifaceted eyes and feathered antennae, while his jagged mouth is filled with sharp, broken teeth resembling needles and glass. His spindly legs end in deadly claws, and his wings are fused with the very walls of his domain. Capable of spewing acidic webbing and bleeding toxic fluids, he embodies a terrifying and unnatural presence within the house. Once imprisoned in a house on a plain where magic and technology flourished, Valgavoth grew too powerful to remain confined. Unable to break free, he extended his prison's borders, consuming the entire plain in the process, which became known as Duskmourn. This twisted world serves both as his cage and a hunting ground where he feasts on the emotions and memories of his victims. Capable of opening gateways to other planes, Valgavoth can also block planeswalkers from entering Duskmourn and manipulate time within the house itself. The cult of Valgavoth consists of survivors who follow the demon, hoping that he will rid Duskmourn of fear and bring about a utopian future. The cult believes in the Right of Four, where Valgavoth grants a boon in exchange for 4 lives. Only Marina Vendrell and Winter are known to have made such a pact with the demon. Centuries before the Omenpath era, Valgavoth was summoned from the demonic realm into the mortal world by a previous owner of the house. Initially intended as a mere service spirit, he quickly revealed his dangerous nature, devouring everything in his path. When the summoners tried to banish him, he resisted, but was weakened. They trapped him within the house, binding him with powerful magic. As time passed, the house changed hands, but Valgavoth patiently awaited the right moment to escape. Years before 4564 AR, when the Vendrells acquired the house, Marina, at 16, discovered Valgavoth in the cellar. The demon, seeking freedom, befriended her, teaching her dark arts like demonology and necromancy. One day, after intense bullying, Marina, devastated and angry, confided in her friend. Valgavoth offered a solution, and in a fit of rage, Marina lured her tormentors to the basement. But the demon's true nature revealed itself as it devoured them, horrifying her. Realizing the danger too late, Marina fled, but the demon's influence was already beyond her control. After Marina's first sacrifice, Valgavoth began his hunt, causing people around her to meet untimely, terrifying fates. The neighborhood around the house started to warp, growing increasingly bizarre and menacing, with the house itself expanding, eventually consuming the homes next door. Though Marina tried to ignore the growing horrors, her parents soon vanished. Unable to deny the truth, she researched the house's history and uncovered the dark secret. The demon had been bound by its previous owners, awaiting release, something Marina inadvertently triggered with her actions. Finally, understanding the magnitude of her actions, Marina confronted Valgavoth, demanding he stop or face the destruction of the house. Bound by the curse, the demon had no choice but to agree, offering to return the world to its former state. Marina, believing she had triumphed, was relieved. However, unbeknownst to her, the house continued to grow, the horrors escalated, and the entire plane eventually became trapped within Duskmourn's walls, with the demon's power swelling until it consumed everything. After ascending, Valgavoth took complete control of Duskmourn, imbuing the house with his consciousness, making it sentient. He could manipulate everything within, ensuring that fear permeated the environment. His control extended to the house's layout and its monstrous creatures, trapping survivors with no hope of escape. Valgavoth's first action was to eliminate the plane's other demons, consolidating his rule without opposition. Valgavoth feeds on fear and terror, which the house is built to perpetuate in an endless loop of horror. His insatiable hunger drives him to manipulate events to maximize terror. The cycle is marked by harrowings and quiescences. The former occur after his molts, when his energy peaks and creates more horrors, while the latter, occurring before his molt, offer brief respite as he focuses on his growth. Valgavoth, with his immense power, can open doors to other planes, though it requires great effort, limiting him to one door every few years. However, with the rise of Omenpaths, he exploited these connections to extend his reach beyond Duskmourn, drawing in victims from other planes. This expansion has helped him maintain a steady flow of fear to satisfy his insatiable hunger. A few years after Valgavoth began his expansion, he opened a door to Kamigawa, capturing the echo of the former planeswalker Tamio. This act prompted her son, Nashi, to gather a search party and venture into the house to find her. However, Valgavoth's true goal in capturing Tamio and other extraplanar travelers was to learn about the multiverse, hoping to open doors to every plane and extend his dominion even further. Winter led the Wanderer and Nico Aris into a trap set by the cult of Valgavoth. The demon himself manifested and opened a door to Innistrad, allowing Winter to escape. However, the Planeswalkers fought back, with Nashi destroying Tamio's echo to prevent Valgavoth from exploiting it. Despite seemingly gaining the upper hand, Valgavoth was wounded by Kaido Shizuki, giving the group a chance to escape through an artificial Omenpath. However, Valgavoth captured Lute, a creature capable of visualizing connections between all planes, keeping him on track with his plans. Valgavoth's personality is every bit as dark and twisted as his monstrous form. He embodies the very essence of fear, driven by an insatiable hunger for the suffering of others. Cunning and intelligent, he constantly devises new, insidious ways to evoke dread within the inhabitants of Duskmourn. This malevolent entity takes a sadistic pleasure in his victims' misery, relishing in the power he holds over them. His delight in spreading terror is as boundless as his desire to consume it, making him a relentless force within his ever-expanding domain. While Valgavoth is a terrifying demon driven by an endless hunger, he is far from a mindless beast. Instead, he is a shrewd and strategic entity, meticulously orchestrating the horrors within his domain. With full control over the house and an awareness of every soul trapped inside, Valgavoth crafts horrors tailored to each individual's deepest fears. His calculated approach ensures that no one feels safe, manipulating both the environment and the inhabitants' minds to intensify the dread. Every encounter becomes uniquely personalized, making the torment inescapable and profoundly intimate. Valgavoth's malevolence is coupled with a twisted sense of artistry, treating fear as a craft to be perfected. He delights in meticulously designing scenarios that drive his victims to the edge of madness, taking his time to create the ideal moment to unleash his horrors. This patience makes him particularly cruel, as he waits until his victims are at their most vulnerable. His adaptability further amplifies his cruelty. He reshapes the house and its monstrous inhabitants to counter any resistance or coping strategies survivors develop, ensuring that every attempt to escape his grip is futile. In the end, Valgavoth stands as the absolute ruler of Duskmourn, with his tyrannical reign founded on relentless fear. His authority over the house is total, enabling him to enforce an environment where terror is ever present. Under his dominion, Duskmourn becomes a realm where hope of escape remains forever elusive. Valgavoth's sole purpose is to preserve this relentless cycle of dread, ensuring that all who are ensnared in his domain are trapped in a perpetual nightmare from which there is no release. Valgavoth's grip on Duskmourn remains unbroken, his house ever expanding, drawing in the terrified and hopeless. Will there ever be an end to his reign of terror, or is escape from this nightmare truly impossible? Until next time, stay curious, stay vigilant, and remember, the multiverse holds secrets darker than you can imagine. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories from the shadows.